Now that you see that I have the basics of my car, the shape of my car put together, and hopefully you watched that last video. Now your next step is deciding, are you going to continue with the subtractive method, or do you want to start with the additive method? So there's a couple different things you can do. I want you to notice that this bumper is sticking out. So because that bumper is sticking out, I can go in here and I could say, okay, this is my bumper, and this is coming over across the wheel. And then I have this bumper's coming over and coming down like this. I have the same thing happening on this other side. So the tire is kind of fitting inside this wheel well here, and that this is coming over and coming down. Now, if I really want to make this look kind of realistic, and I have a little bar here that kind of comes out, so I could take this, my tool again, and I could go back in here and I could take away, so that now I am removing the clay so that the bumper is going to begin to reveal itself. And I would try and do this on both sides. Both sides, at this side and this side. Now, but I want you to understand something. I want you to notice that I am not removing, and I'm going to use a round one here because I'm going in a circular motion and I'm using an angle. So this is going to be a little bit easier. But I am not going to dig so far down that I get rid of all this clay, because I'm going to need a space in here to attach a tire. And I can always tweak it later. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to continue to remove the clay. And notice when I'm shaving this off, I am shaving kind of just a little bit at a time. It's better to go a little at a time than to kind of cut too much off and then have to go back and repair. So take your time. And you can kind of see this little ledge here that is kind of at the bottom of the car. The little foot area is starting to kind of pop out there. Okay, so you're starting to see the wheel well. Okay, and this here, I can always go back and I can always build up clay here to make this rounder. When I'm all done, I could go back in and I can add clay to build this up. So do you see what I'm saying when I say we're going to be doing you're doing subtractive, because you're taking clay away from the block, but then there might be times when you go in and you're creating additive, such as maybe this wheel well or the actual wheel itself. And so, but you just need time. Yep, there's my dog not liking sound. So anyway, so that's your next step. Your next step is to then start to create the areas that have been cut back and making areas stand out. And I'm going to do that here. I'm going to do that on this side. And then I might find a picture of the front view of my car. I might find a picture of the back view of my car, and I might kind of see what else that I have. You're going to try and start putting that together. Notice I'm not taking anything out here, and I'm not doing anything underneath yet. So this part, anything that we do underneath here, will be absolutely last. So don't carve anything from the bottom. So your next step is to try and get your car looking more finished. And then we'll talk about final touches.